We're back. The Lost Distillery Company, Part 2.
Excellent. So, again, I'm Winston Evans, and thank you, ladies, for having me here. Kerrie and Hillary.
Happy to have you.
Yeah.
Happy to have you.
Good to be here. I waxed a little lyrical that first segment with my sort of preamble, my explanations and definitions and so on. So we're going to cut to the chase this time and get on to the tasting pretty pronto. I just wanted to say it's the Lost Distillery Company. So an exclusive new range of deluxe blended malts, a blend of single malts without any grain whiskey that you'd find in a regular blended Scotch, okay, like a Johnny Walker or what have you, okay. We have 3 varieties. There will be 2 more coming out. We have the Auchnagie, which was a renowned Low Highland distillery, Stratheden, a highly sought after lowland distillery, and then Gerston from the northerly coastal highlands, which was the most highly sought after malt of its day, closed way back in 1882. Get the phone. There you are. See, there's always these electronics, son of a bitch. Right? That's all right. The age of these is important. Just to confirm, a blended malt is something that should be considered more exclusive than a single malt even. 4 to 6 single casks of single malt blended together, and the minimum age of the first 2, the Auchnagie and the Stratheden, the Low Highland and the High Lowland, confused you will be, being 15 years, and the oldest 19 years, and the others in between of those 4 to 6 casks that make up these very exclusive deluxe blended malts. The Gerston, the youngest, 13 years, and the oldest, 17 years. And I do stress the teen, because someone once said, 90 years? There's no such thing as a 90-year-old Scotch. You would have evaporated. You'd be basically drinking
2
wet
drops.
wood, if you're lucky, So it'd be, anyway, so that's the basic idea. Let's get started with the lightest of the 3, with the Auchnagie. Oh, that rhymed then. Let's get started with the lightest of the 3, the Auchnagie. He was a poet and he didn't even know it.
The Auchnagie.
There we are. It's all right. Hillary had to go and get a phone call.
All right.
Okay.
So, Auchnagie.
Auchnagie. So I poured the Auchnagie, this renowned Low Highland distillery that was in production from 1812 to 1911 for 99 years. A really exceptionally long period of time during an era when consistency of quality was not very common because of the comparatively crude methods of production back then, But Auchnagie, known for being a light, lively, playful dram, and I use that word advisedly. It's a playful dram.
I love that term, playful dram.
Yeah.
Playful dram.
And a really nice, it has a subtle complexity. You'll note it doesn't have a lot of depth or weight to it. It doesn't, but it's definitely, the smoke is up front, but it's kind of evanescent. It comes and goes, and it's beautifully balanced, I think, by a certain sweetness, which I think of like soft orchard fruits, apples and pears, balancing that peatiness, which is not, as I say, overwhelming at all.
No.
It's a real great balance of yin and yang,
That's a really good way to describe it. It's really light, it's light in color. The nose, I find, is also light, a little smoky.
A little oaky.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of spice on the palate with a fruit
But
and a smoke.
I like that this has like this really nice, long, lingering finish. It's
Right.
not powerful. It's
Right.
not
Yeah.
like, oh, I need to drink something else. It's just kind of like, oh, I don't know, like taking in the last bite of a meal and then just being really satisfied.
Yeah,
That's how this makes me feel.
I'm glad you said that, because a lot of people are put off by its lightness and don't appreciate the kind of subtle complexity that informs that lightness, and the fact that it's one of those rare drams that's at the same time refreshing and satisfying, which sometimes you get a refreshing dram, and then sometimes you get a satisfying dram, but very rarely do you get the both.
Yeah,
Together.
yeah,
Together.
I like this a lot.
And
Tattoo up for Kerrie.
and I think of this as having an androgynous quality, so I call it the Ewan McGregor of blended malts, because Ewan, acting wise, he has this lovely sort of versatile kind of quality about him, you know. His male and his
The
female.
yin and the yang.
Yin and the yang. Male and female princes are in perfect harmony. Well done, Ewan.
Well done,
All right.
Ewan. Well done, Auchnagie.
Thank you. Okay, so Auchnagie, we go from the Low Highlands, about, I want to say about 50 miles north of Edinburgh, let's say, to Stratheden, which is maybe just 15 miles outside of Edinburgh, of the original distillery. Bearing in mind, as we said in the earlier episode, in part 1, an exclusive new range of deluxe blended malts, a blend of single malts, no grain whiskey, okay? Aged between 13 and 19 years, okay? Oh, I gave you the wrong glass there.
No,
Oh, that's mine.
Sorry.
So there we are. Stratheden, okay, here we go. Stratheden, the green label, for those of you who can't read. It tells how things color coded.
Yeah, this has a lovely nose to
It
it.
really does.
Mm-hmm. Like almost like something. If I could put Scotch in one of those like what are they? Those little air things.
Oh, yeah.
Air freshener
Air
things.
freshener.
This would be the one I want to put in the air freshener. It smells like spring.
Yeah, it's definitely a good air freshener for an alcohol.
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying nothing. I'm not. Nothing should be inferred from that statement.
Yeah, it's just really light, very floral.
Yeah.
Slightly fruity.
Yeah, I get honeysuckle on the nose, creamy and sweet and aromatic, right?
Creamy and sweet now.
Mhm.
And then the palate, I don't know about you ladies, but I definitely get a lot of fruit. Initially, a rich tropical fruit, think mango, passion fruit, pineapple. Then as it settles down, you get this more invigorating citrus quality, think blood orange, pink grapefruit, that kind of quality.
Yeah.
But then the finish, oak,
Yeah, it's really
spice, and
spicy.
smoke on the finish. But I love the integrity of structure of this one. In fact, oddly enough, and it may sound counterintuitive, but it reminds me in its trajectory of a classic creamy Californian Chardonnay. Because you've got that aromatic on the nose, that floral on the nose, a lot of that fruit on the palate, and then on the finish you've got the oak. The big difference being
Oh yeah, I can see that
Yeah.
as a comparison. Yeah,
Big-
definitely.
So if you've ever had a Chardonnay bottled at 46% ABV or 92 proof, you'll know what I mean. Big difference being the almost miraculous way that the peat, for me on this one, very different from the Auchnagie,
Oh, extremely.
lifts out of the oak at the end, whereas the peat's very much up front and somewhat more evanescent, comes and goes with the Auchnagie.
Not yet.
So, we just offered some food and we had to turn it down because we were in the middle of filming. What you gonna do?
We're busy.
Thank you, Chef.
We're busy
It's
doing
kind
it.
of stage me again. See? Yeah, you gotta get the staff these days. Yeah, I'm only kidding.
Oh, and so if this one's Ewan McGregor, who's this
Oh,
one?
thank you. Yeah. So that's Ewan McGregor with his lovely androgyny. Then,
Almost as hard to pronounce
then
as some of those Scotch words.
yes, indeed, with its voluptuous femininity, I would describe as the Catherine Zeta-Jones, ladies and gentlemen. A really sexy, seductive dram, one that you would not kick out of bed.
No, I
In
wouldn't.
your right mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that one a lot. The
And
tattoo,
voluptuous
tattoo up for the
Yes.
Stratheden as well.
Yes, delicious.
Yeah, yeah, very good.
Yeah.
I think what I really like about these is that they're so complex. I tend to like a whiskey that has a lot of variety to it, and these are definitely like multiple notes, like you
Yeah.
talked
Yeah.
about when you were explaining the
Symphony.
the
Right.
symphony and the orchestra and that's what I dig it.
They're a great quartet or quintet or sextet of carefully selected single malts blended together. You get that perfect balance of accessibility, complexity that you would in an ultra premium blend, and the distinctiveness, character, and intimacy that you'd get with a single malt. That's the word I was looking for there.
Yeah,
Nearly
very
escaped me. So we go from the androgynous Ewan McGregor with the Auchnagie to the voluptuous femininity and seductiveness of the lowland Stratheden to the northerly coastal highland Gerston. Arguably the Gerston. Yes, you don't have to roll your eyes, but it helps if you can. Not everyone can do that. So either you got it or you haven't. But 1796 to 1882 was the original Gerston. It was replaced by a Gerston II, a later distillery, which couldn't match the initial character and kind of floundered. But it was a victim of its own success in that regard, insofar as it it was so highly sought after that it was bought by some investors from London way back when, 1882, and they attempted to demolish the original distillery, rebuilt it, but were singularly unable to capture and replicate that unique, delicious character that this original Gerston that we predicated ours on was known for. Northerly coastal Highland, the most northerly distillery historically on the mainland of Scotland, remote, rugged location, and a much more robust, masculine whisky, which is why I call it the Sean Connery of blended malt. So a sophisticated masculinity, I like to think, you know.
Who doesn't love Sean Connery? I mean, come on, seriously.
Right, I mean, exactly. You can't not love Sean Connery, right? I mean, as I sometimes say, you know, if the Stratheden has cleavage, and God does it have cleavage, then the Gerston has hate on his chest. But worry not, ladies, because it might put hate in your chest, but if you drink it, but if you use it topically, you know, like a perfume, it'll take them off. So it's the best of both worlds.
Multi-purpose.